Apple researchers from the UK recently discovered that iPhones and 3G iPads track and save everywhere you've taken the devices since last June. Now, the data is stored in a hidden file that's pretty hard to access, but a lot of people are afraid that it could be used for malicious purposes. Now, there's not a huge risk that a hacker is going to get this information, but it's making a lot of people, including a bunch of senators and congressmen, ask a lot of questions about Apple's motives. Is location-based tracking a legitimate concern, or is this just another case of FUD-mongering, fear, uncertainty, and doubt? To help me sort this out, please welcome John Abell, Wire.com's New York bureau chief. Hey, John.
Hey, Shelly.
I'm FUD-mongering. Apple's coming to track me.
Right. Well, look, I mean, the problem is that a lot of people aren't as aware as they should be of how location aware these devices are. So it fits into sort of a narrative of, Big Brother and all this stuff. Truth of the matter is these devices know where you are. The telephone company has this information. They give it to the government when it's subpoenaed, and in the past when it's not been subpoenaed.
Well, wait.
So
since the Patriot Act, they get it when they ask for it.
Well, right, without a warrant and without the user having.
No one was screaming about that.
Right, exactly. So there is this general fear that you are being looked at and followed and pursued. But the bigger picture is that, yes, that's true, but there are much worse ways that this is happening already.
And look, just to be fair, Apple has not said a word, but they don't seem to have a way to get to that information. It seems to just be stored in the phone for use, like in the map tiles and in some of the location-based apps that ask for it, right?
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say that it can't be used or it hasn't been used.
Well, I didn't say it can't be. I said so far there's no evidence that it has been.
There's no evidence that it's been used.
Right.
But when you have information like that, which is sort of stored for no particular reason going back months, there is a genuine fear that people can get at it whether they have the right to or not. So my own personal feeling is they could deal with this by shortening the shelf life of the file to a few minutes or a few hours, so that the applications which do need it can have it, but that there's no enormous bread trail of where you've been.
The other question that I have is this information looks like it's not transmitted to Apple. There doesn't seem to be a mechanism for it to be transmitted back, but it's on your device itself, and it's also, if you sync your device to your computer, like with iTunes, it does sit there. Doesn't that make sense if you just password your phone, password protect your phone, password protect your computer? You've done most of what you need to do to protect yourself?
The argument is that I shouldn't have to do anything to protect myself in a situation like that. That I should be able to opt into a situation where information about me is being kept and stored. Nobody knew about this, so yeah, there are things you can do to protect yourself, but
well, actually,
why should I have to?
This came out in June. People were actually writing about it, but all of a sudden, because they made a little app to find it, everybody got their knickers in a knot. This is not new information. And by the way, as you said earlier, the phone companies, the carriers, not only do they store the numbers you call, they store the text messages for a certain period of time too, right?
Yeah, I mean, there have been politicians that have been killed because they sent 17,000 sex texts to somebody. So this information is kept. People that are going to give it to other people without your permission already have it.
Yeah.
So but it does fit into this sort of scary.
This is going to be the question of our age, right? Privacy and some level of privacy.
The edges are enormous on
They
this.
really are. John Abell, thanks so much for being here. I'm Shelly Palmer, and you're watching Live Digital.